All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to be tackling some of the biggest questions we all have about life, but through the lens of Islamic teachings. We're going to explore this really surprising connection between suffering, happiness, and, what our ultimate purpose might even be. Okay, so let's start with this big, almost provocative question. We all want to be happy, right? I mean, that's a given. But what if, and stick with me here, what if suffering is actually the key to finding it? It sounds like a total contradiction, but as we're about to see, from this point of view, hardship isn't a bug in the system, it's a feature. So, to even begin to unpack that, we have to ask, what's the goal in the first place? What are we even aiming for? Well, according to the source material, it all starts with the search for a good, happy life.
And this verse from the Quran really sets the stage for us. It lays out this clear promise. For people who believe and do good things, the result is happiness and a good outcome. That's the end game. That's the goal.
Right. But that brings up a huge question that we all feel, doesn't it? If the goal is a good life, then why is our reality so often, hard? Why is it filled with challenges and struggle? And this brings us to a core concept, the test.
And this is where we get to a really central idea in this perspective. It's like saying I believe is just step one. It's the starting line, not the finish line. That belief, that faith, it's got to be tested. It's through these trials that faith really gets proven and sharpened. Okay, so if these tests are just part of the deal, how are you supposed to get through them? Well, the source material gives us a kind of roadmap, a framework for how to respond, and it's all built on 4 essential pillars.
So here they are. You've got faith in a divine plan, trust in how that plan unfolds, obedience to its guidance, and really, holding it all together, a deep and profound love. You can think of it like a spiritual toolkit for navigating pretty much anything life throws at you. And this isn't just some fluffy, fleeting emotion. The source material is clear. This love, this is the most powerful force of all. It's the anchor that keeps a believer steady when everything else is shaking and their faith is being put to the test. This idea of tawakkul, or trust, is so interesting. A lot of people might think it means just sitting back and waiting for things to happen, but that's not it at all. It's an active thing. You put in the work, you do your part, you struggle, and you trust that your effort is woven into a bigger, divine plan. And that idea of active trust and putting in the effort, it leads us straight to the next big point, why struggle itself is so incredibly valuable. I mean, look at this verse. It basically says it right there. The striving, the effort, that's what opens the door to guidance. Guidance isn't just handed to you on a silver platter. It's a response to you trying. The struggle is literally part of the path. Okay, to really drive this home, let's try a little thought experiment. Imagine a world with no challenges. None. You want something? Poof, it's there, instantly. What would that life actually feel like? And this just lays it out so clearly, right? In that world with no struggle, sure, you'd have comfort, but it would be meaningless. Affection would be shallow. You wouldn't really appreciate anything. It's the struggle, the earning it, that makes comfort feel so good, that gives love its depth, and ultimately gives life its meaning. So okay, we've talked about the goal, the tests, the tools to get through them, and why struggle is key. Now we get to the final piece of the puzzle. What's the purpose of all of this? Why does any of it even exist? And from this Islamic perspective, this verse is the ultimate answer. The whole reason for creation, for us, for all the ups and downs we go through, is to worship the Creator. But it's so important to get what worship means here. It's not just about going through the motions or rituals. The source frames it as the highest, most ultimate expression of that love we talked about earlier. It's where faith, trust, and obedience all come together. But here's the thing, this highest expression of love is also called the heaviest burden. And you have to ask why. Well, because real, true worship means you have to submit the one thing we're all most attached to, our own ego. And that takes a level of humility and patience that is a huge struggle all on its own. So, that leaves us with one final thought. And this one's for you. If all this struggle, all these tests are designed to show what we're really made of, to reveal our true quality, then the big question for every one of us is, what are your struggles revealing in you?